Yeah. Hello, and welcome to one of my interviews with one of our alumni, the brilliant Martin Miller. So Martin is a development coach who uses his trademarked conscious development methodology, which is a whole person, whole life approach, embodying that combination of personal, professional, and business development to support those to navigate their world, embody those principles of alignment so they can become conscious and intentional about developing every element of their lives and business. And I know that it took you a while to get to that, but it flows so well now, Martin. So thank you so much for coming on and doing an interview about your experience at Optimus and also what you're doing now.
Cool. You're very, very welcome. And it's really interesting hearing that read back because it's taken a few iterations to get to that point. And this is quite poignant because I literally come off a training yesterday where that feeling of everything coming together, and I was with a sales training team and I put this model through it, and there's some drop jaw moments where my direct delivery kind of cut through some of the stuff, but yeah, it just all came together. So this is literally in the moment of the combination of everything since I met you and getting to this point. So yeah, a realization of a lifetime's work, I suppose that's what you could say.
I love it. And yeah, you did the training in February 2021, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of this is like nearly 3 years post training, but let's rewind into it was about this time. It was a bit early. It was about September 2020, and we started chatting. What was it that made you decide to train with us?
Your honest, open approach. I think that putting a face to a company, and I've said this before, I heard you on a live and I literally walked past my partner and I walked back and went, oh, that's different. And I just stopped and I went, oh, I like this. This is direct, straight talk. And then you started kind of educating us in inverted commas on things around the industry, and it just pricked my ears up. And I think I've been looking for something for a while, but didn't really know what it was or didn't know how it formed up. And so I then started to kind of dig into your world, look at Optimus, look at what I've done in the past. And it was just one thing after another that kept ticking those boxes. And I didn't realize I was looking for boxes to be ticked, to be honest. And then, and then it was kind of, okay, we connected.
Yeah.
And what I liked was there was no pressure. It was like, it's got to fit for you, which is fundamentally how I operate now, and yeah, it was a combination of personality, approachedness, I'm not sure if that's the word, your approachability and professionalism and the structure. When I started looking at Optimus and started looking at your imprint on a digital space, I went, yeah, okay. And I literally figuratively leaned into your world and went, okay, cool. Had a conversation with my partner. She went, should we make this work? And I went, yeah, let's do it. So that's where we were.
Yeah. And I feel like this is what's really nice is that I feel like I know you. I've never even met your partner, but I feel like I know her and that decision, because it is a decision that, you want to make that right decision. You want to know that it's a space that you're going to feel comfortable in and that they're going to support you as well.
Yeah.
So came in February 2021. We know there's quite a lot going on in the world around that time. What was the experience like?
Difficult to sum up in one sentence, but it was, first of all, welcoming. One thing that I clearly needed in my world was structure and framework and systems and processes and things which I'd kind of been coaching in a loose form for just a few years, my curiosity. And it was a blend of coaching, and I was very directed sometimes. And I realized that essence of like, hang on a minute, allow people to hear themselves in their space. But what was really good was the cohort, for instance. I couldn't go into some of my sessions, that would drop in on the evening session. So I saw a different vibe in the evening session and the dynamics of people, but everyone just, like, it was the community that you were building. I think that's what it was. And that was what really came prevalent through 21, was your ability to adapt to our circumstances. And to me, that was a big approach of being flexible, because stuff happens, you know. And I think at the time we were living in a place where we had squirrels rampaging in the background of my live sessions. And we had a dog that wanted to chase them, and I was sat there doing it, and Kelly was working inside, I was outside. So I remember it fondly. But the more that we dug into it, the more I realized, I went, oh, this is my personal learning curve now. Oh, okay. Neurodiversity, the approaches that you had towards different disciplines are things that hadn't been on the menu, as I call it, of other training organizations. And when he talked about neuroscience and he talked about all these different models and everything, I went, oh, wow, okay. And the layers and layers and layers of training. And it keeps coming to this day. Okay, so that's my answer.
I love, because it is layers. I think sometimes people don't realize, like, you know, when you build a training course, well, definitely when I do, it's about building on that learning. I guess it comes from an education background to really go, okay, let's really build this experience for people as well, because, you know, we don't always get something the first time. And the more that sometimes it's like you get it and then you get another layer or another difference. But I can talk about that one.
I know, and I think what it was, you allowed us the space for things to embed. And that's a really key thing, because especially when we're working with clients, is the one thing I learned from you was remember saying that you don't sometimes get those realization in sessions, it's the afterwards. And sometimes we're not even with clients. But if we're wholly in those sessions, and I learned how to structure sessions from you as well, and how to kind of just organize online virtual space, which is a real key takeaway as well.
Yeah, it is. It's that I'm really glad that you had that experience. And what I really want to know, and probably everyone else, is what are you doing now? So you graduated about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I get my maths wrong. So yeah, you graduated about 3 years ago. How are you using the coaching now? We had a little bit of a teaser at the beginning.
Okay, well, what's really interesting is, and this is real time, okay, and you know me, I'm very open about how I work, and I asked for feedback from a session at the end of the day yesterday, and my opening talk changed their whole day to the way because I was facilitating open conversations.
Yeah.
And the chap said to me, he said, you came and did a session for our company, a drop-in, like a couple of hours, and you can't really kind of get into much deep level work then. And he went, something's different in these last 3 years. And I know what's different. I said, I understand structure, I understand frameworks, I understand holding space, I understand the difference between coaching, training, and mentoring. I understand allowing you to hear yourselves. And I went, stuff's happened. And I went, it started at the beginning of 2021. Which was synchronized with doing my next level of professional development. And what I'm doing now is using my model, which has been worked and tried with teams, with individuals, and helping them understand that they are at the heart of their world. And until we get certain elements of that right, anything else they put on top of that is okay for a while, but we need to dig in and we need to allow them to hear themselves. So literally yesterday, it was that realization of, oh my word, 3 years of consistent application of trying things, but then silence, which for me, I know is quite difficult, but holding the space. And I literally paused for about 15 seconds and they went, wow. And I went, it's in the silence that we sometimes get the answers, you know? So all of these things from your training is just there as my toolkit. I think that's the thing to say. Yeah.
I want to know what's going to happen with this client long term. That will have to be another update, won't it?
Yeah.
So, sure. What would you say, and you've kind of touched on this, to somebody watching this considering training with us?
Well, the straight answer is do it. All right. And I don't mean just do it, because that's easy to say that, but was, you know, honestly, consider where you're at. Understand that you're going to be part of a community. You're not just stepping into a training course. Okay. You're stepping into a world. And I say this, it is the Optimus world. And what I like about you as CEO of the company, you've been very honest and open about the progression of the company, people coming through, how things are in the professional landscape, reminding us politely of, hey, dig into your credentials because the market's changing. And that was one of the key things that I didn't perhaps mention at the beginning, was that I knew the industry was going to change. I've literally just been put forward as part of a coaching team for a corporate gig. Now, I'm not technically a corporate kind of approach, but yet, the fact is that I have the confidence now to go, this is me, this is what I've done, and this is what I've learned. Check me out on LinkedIn, do all those things. So what I would say is it builds your confidence in many ways where it kind of fills in gaps. And it gives you an understanding of where you can go when you see all these different professions coming into your space that they have done. People from all backgrounds. It's amazing. Some want to be coaches, some want to use it to help them with their work. Some are leaders, esteemed leaders, and they know I need to fill in the gaps. So hearing everyone else's feedback about your courses, your training, what Optimus is doing it's like a smorgasbord. And I love that word. Okay. It's like a smorgasbord. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Yeah. And I could keep going on, but just do it,
Yeah, and just do it. I like that. Yeah. And I mean, what I've loved about you, Martin, is that it feels like this is your time and you're now in that space doing what you really want to do. And you're open and honest that it took time and it takes the work and all of those things. But, you've got a trademark model. You did say that you've got, the ROI continues from beyond the course as well. So you're still getting that return on the investment. It's paying you back.
Yeah. I think the ROI is, it will be, if I'm honest, it will be never ending. I'm always honest. What I mean by that is, you're really good. Sometimes I had to figure out with this client and I kind of dropped you a message and you went, think about it this way. And I was like, that's priceless. And I was overthinking things. And you just kind of, from your experience of knowing how we as coaches want to build a business, which is a really key thing, because a lot of people will train you, but they won't give you an understanding of, okay, this is the market, find your space, figure it out. It will take time. Patience is clearly something I've had to kind of learn in that process.
It's a virtue we have to cultivate, Martin.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. I think
better than others. I'm not very good.
I kind of just step back but yeah, it's a continuous ROI. It's not like I've done a course, tick, I'm on to the next. It's like I'm in this world and it feels good because we all want to belong at the end of the day, don't we? So I think that feels really, really good. And that clearly came across in my training yesterday because it was just a whole nother level. And of course, I'm going to seriously pitch for a longer term program now with the company as a result. And I really didn't have the confidence to do that before because I wasn't sure about the evidence that was showing up, but clearly we're getting the results. So yeah.
Yeah. And they're clearly seeing that as well. So if people want to find out a little bit more about you, where can they find out about you, Martin?
Really simple is go to martinmiller.uk, and that's not .co, that is just martinmiller.uk. Same on LinkedIn. I use the same one on Facebook as well. And literally there's my website, there's my service offerings, there's my social contacts, everything's there as well. You can book a call if you want as well.
Amazing. Martin, it was a joy to have you on the program, but it's even more of a joy, I can say, in seeing you develop, seeing you step into who you're being and seeing the impact that you're having on others. This is what makes my job really amazing. So thank you. And if you're considering the training and maybe you're thinking about how you might use it, please just drop me a message. Let's have a call and see if it's right for you. Thank you so much, Martin.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks, Ruth.